I had been chasing Marcel for 10 years. And finally, I felt utterly exhausted. I gave up on him and got together with Benjamin, who liked me. Benjamin set off fireworks throughout the city for an entire night and bought an island to propose to me. But on the eve of our wedding, he disappeared. When I found him, I overheard him sneering. I only pursued Phoebe to disgust Marcel on purpose. Once I got her, I found it boring, but I couldn't just let it go. So I ran away from the wedding to make her a laughingstock. Isn't that fun? So, I called off the wedding first, making him the laughingstock of the entire city. Later, I heard that the proud eldest son of the Zhang family searched all over the capital but couldn't find his missing bride. Chapter 1. A month before the wedding, Benjamin disappeared. I searched the entire city but couldn't find him. On the 7th day of his disappearance, I received news that he had appeared in Shanghai. I flew there overnight. On a ship, I finally saw him. Just as I was about to knock on the door, I heard his sneering voice. I only pursued Phoebe to disgust Marcel on purpose. Once I got her, I found it boring. I stopped in my tracks. He didn't seem drunk. In fact, he was quite sober. So, the cruel words flowed from his mouth, and after tasting her, I found her pretty dull. A round of suggestive laughter erupted around him. It's Zhang, after all, who managed to conquer the unapproachable flower. Benjamin seemed to enjoy the compliments and continued, "Don't be fooled by how she chased Marcel like her life depended on it. But she's so pure. What a pity." Pity for what? Benjamin slowly exhaled a puff of smoke. It's a pity that although I was her first man, I wasn't the first man she loved. She loved Marcel for 10 years. Who knows if her heart is really free of him? If it weren't for the fact that Marcel and I are mortal enemies, and I wanted to get back at him by winning over Phoebe, I wouldn't have played the role of the silent, devoted man. Someone teased, "You've been together for 3 years. Zhang, why start lamenting now?" Benjamin looked annoyed and replied coldly, "It's because I chased her for so long that I feel unsatisfied." Someone in the crowd continued, "I heard she's been looking for you everywhere. Almost going mad. You've been missing for so many days. Aren't you worried?" Benjamin took a drag of his cigarette, blew out a puff of smoke, and sneered, "Running away from the wedding to embarrass her. Isn't it fun?" I didn't see a trace of guilt, compassion, or love in his expression, only the satisfaction of revenge, only the moment he'd been waiting for. My fingers dug into my palm, and my heart felt like it was being pierced by needles. The pain suffocating. I always thought Benjamin would be my salvation and my final destination. I also made sure that what I felt for him was not mere gratitude but true affection before I agreed to be with him. That day, he was so happy that he set off fireworks throughout the city. 3 years later, he bought an island in my name and proposed to me under a sky full of sky lanterns. I thought it was love, that it was romantic, but it turned out to be a show he put on to get back at Marcel. So, all those years of deep affection and help were just an act? Chapter 2. In a daze, memories flooded back to me. When I was 12, I was brought back to the Sioux family from a small southern town, feeling anxious, insecure, and timid. Back then, Marcel had merely shielded me from some bullies, and I hopelessly fell in love with him. I chased after him so persistently that everyone knew about it, but he utterly despised me. Eventually, I felt completely drained and gave up on him. That's when I noticed Benjamin, who had been silently protecting me all along. It was raining heavily that night, and he held an umbrella for me the entire time. He said, "Phoebe, I don't ask for you to notice me. I just hope you can live freely and follow your heart." How laughable. I cleared my heart of Marcel and welcomed Benjamin into my life. I fell step by step into his gentle embrace. I began to fantasize about a sweet future with him. Little did I know, I was giving him the chance to slowly cut my heart to pieces, one cut at a time, blood dripping everywhere. A stinging sensation surged up my nose, and I couldn't control the pain in my eyes. A tear fell, which I quickly wiped away. The voices inside continued, all offering him ideas to truly take revenge on a woman. You have to make her fall from happiness into despair. Isn't that more interesting? Exactly. So, Zhang, you should go back. You should go with her to pick out the wedding dress. help her send out the invitations, act like nothing is wrong, and then, on the wedding day, leave her humiliated and alone. I bet Phoebe will go mad. All I heard was nauseating laughter. I held back the urge to retch, waiting for Benjamin's response. I so desperately wanted to hear him say, "Stop joking. I love Phoebe," or at least, "Doing this to a girl is too cruel." But after a long silence, I heard Benjamin calmly agree. That's a good idea. Let's do it." An overwhelming rage pressed down on me, making it hard to breathe. I forced a bitter smile, but the tears still fell uncontrollably. "Benjamin, you want to play, right? Then I'll play along with you. I'm really curious to see your face on the wedding day when you find out I've run away." Chapter 3. I erased all traces of my trip to Shanghai and returned to the house I shared with Benjamin. I took out all the gifts he had given me over the years and cut them one by one. How strange. I wasn't thinking about anything, yet the tears kept flowing. I once heard a saying, "A broken heart is like having rheumatism." During the day, when it's sunny, everything seems fine. But at night, when it's damp and cold, the pain is unbearable. Maybe this is just my withdrawal symptom. I stood up and laid the custom-made wedding dress on the floor. With a blank expression, I took scissors and sliced a tear into the fabric. I needed to remind myself, feelings are the same way. Once there's a crack, no matter how you try to mend it, it can never return to how it was. After cleaning up, I put everything in the study. Benjamin rarely goes in there. Lying in bed, unable to sleep, I came across a suggested video of someone I might know. The username was I Love Ben. On a whim, I clicked on it. It was a girl documenting her secret love for a boy. The latest post had a location tag in Shanghai. The caption read, "The man I've loved for 10 years is getting married next month. I want to muster the courage to confess. Wish me luck." In one of her photos, I recognized a familiar hand. There was a wedding ring on the ring finger. It was Benjamin. Chapter 4. I didn't hear from Benjamin, but I received a call from Marcel. Guess who I ran into in Shanghai? Marcel. I don't care. Stop calling me from different numbers. I was about to hang up when I heard the smugness hidden in his voice. "Phoebe, don't you understand why Benjamin has been gone so long? He doesn't want to marry you. He's bothered by the fact that you once chased after me. He only got close to you to get back at me. He's not someone you should trust." What exactly are you trying to say? I was starting to get impatient. Phoebe, at least I never had anyone else around me who liked me for 10 years. I sat up and raised my voice. "Marcel, you're doing this on purpose, aren't you? 5 years have passed, and you're still so eager to drive a wedge between us. But let me tell you, no matter what happens, this is my choice. I'll take the consequences and never look back." Marcel was silent for a moment, then said something unrelated. "I sent you something. You might be interested." After hanging up, I received a video. In the dim light, a girl stood face to face with Benjamin. He exhaled a smoke ring, his expression as lazy as ever. In the background, people cheered as the girl stood on tiptoe and kissed his lips. And he didn't pull away. The video ended there. I opened the girl's social media account. She had already posted an update. How is this not a success? The accompanying picture was of them kissing. I was so disgusted I wanted to vomit. I ran to the bathroom and retched over the toilet for a long time. Then I realized I hadn't eaten all day. What was there to throw up? At that moment, my stomach cramped in pain, and I couldn't stop shaking. I forced myself to sleep on the bed, curling up into a ball. Suddenly, I remembered when Benjamin and I had just started dating. I wanted to see the stars on the mountaintop in the middle of the night. Without asking any questions, he indulged my whim and drove me to the mountaintop. The night was chilly, and he gently held me, his body warmth transferring to mine. He leaned in and carefully asked, "The moonlight is so beautiful. Phoebe, may I kiss you?" But there was no going back. I fell into a half-sleep until the middle of the night when I heard noises in the living room. Cold sweat broke out on my forehead, and I didn't have the strength to get up. The next second, the bedroom light was turned on. The bright light made it hard for me to open my eyes. I heard Benjamin's anxious voice. "Phoebe, what's wrong?" Chapter 5. At 7 a.m., I woke up in the hospital. I saw Benjamin holding my hand, looking exhausted as if he had stayed up all night watching over me. He got up to pour me some water. Are you really so careless about your health when I'm not around? You've always had a weak stomach. Do you have a death wish? He was questioning me. See, how ridiculous. During the week I was looking for him. I couldn't eat or sleep, and I lost 5 pounds. I kept thinking maybe Benjamin had offended someone in business and had been kidnapped. I was terrified, unable to sleep each night, soaking my pillow with tears. But he was out there, carefree, kissing some girl, not saying anything. Benjamin's eyes held a smile as he pinched my cheek. You knew I'd punish you, didn't you? All right, get up and eat something. Your husband made porridge for you. I didn't sleep all night. He acted as if nothing had happened, helping me sit up and feeding me spoonful by spoonful, several times. I wanted to ask him, Benjamin, aren't you tired of acting? Or tell him, Benjamin, I overheard your conversation. If you don't want to get married, we can call off the wedding right now. After all, we haven't registered yet. But I swallowed it down. I also wanted to know, after loving him for so many years, why does he treat me like this? Just because I once loved someone else. Does that mean I'm unworthy of love? Chapter 6. Sweetheart, why are you crying? He put down the bowl, hurriedly wiping away my tears. I was wrong. Your husband was wrong, okay? I lowered my eyes and slowly closed them, but I still fell into Benjamin's embrace. He gently stroked my back and began to explain. Baby, I'm sorry for making you worry. I just got a bit too overwhelmed, knowing I'm about to marry you. I couldn't believe it was real. I was afraid it was a dream. So I needed some time to clear my head. I'm sorry I didn't tell you in advance. Will you forgive me? Liar. There are only 20 days left until our wedding. I'll stay at home with you during this time and make you the most beautiful bride, okay? But Benjamin, there's no future for us. He wiped the tears from my cheeks with his thumb. Those almond-shaped eyes staring at you would make you think he's deeply in love. I'm going out for a smoke. We'll be discharged soon. Benjamin was perhaps too confident in me. Or maybe he didn't care if I thought too much since he was just following his friend's advice, putting on an act of deep affection. So, I picked up his phone, which kept receiving messages. The password was my birthday. I had always known it, but I had never checked before. I unlocked the phone, and a girl named a Peach Blossom had sent many messages. She had been added just yesterday. Brother Ben, it's so late. You should get some rest early. I heard Brother Ben is getting married. Can you send me an invitation? I'd like to share in the happiness too. I saw you holding your stomach when you got off the plane. Are you feeling unwell? I made some millet porridge for you overnight to soothe your stomach. Praise me for being awesome. He hadn't replied to most of her messages, except this one. He replied, send it to this address. I glanced at the pink thermos on the table and felt nauseous again. The girl kept messaging. Are you sick? Is it serious? I can stay with you in the hospital, okay? I'll make more porridge once you finish it. Brother Ben, take care of yourself. I've been sitting in the lobby all night. My legs are numb, and my stomach hurts from my period. I turned off the phone and set the messages to unread. Then I got out of bed. In the lobby, I indeed saw Benjamin, and that girl from yesterday. Chapter 7. I quietly watched them chatting and laughing through the crowd. The girl was gesturing excitedly, her ponytail bouncing. I didn't know what she said, but she pouted and touched her stomach, and Benjamin reached out to ruffle her hair. For a moment, I felt like I was the third party spying on them. From last night's kiss to today's head pat, it seems Benjamin really likes her. And why not? Who wouldn't like someone who silently cares for them, asks for nothing in return, and is completely devoted? I laughed bitterly to myself. I turned around and walked to the corner, only to see Marcel. He stepped out of the shadows, his eyes dark as he looked in Benjamin's direction. So this is the opponent you chose for me? I met his gaze. Don't flatter yourself, Phoebe. Why did you stop chasing me back then? I found his question baffling. I chased him for 10 years. Wasn't that enough? Ever since I stopped chasing him, he's been popping up more often. Maybe he doesn't really like me. He's just like Benjamin, driven by unwillingness. So, are you still going to get married? Marcel asked me. I pulled a corner of my mouth up in a smile. Mind your own business. I gave up on you a long time ago. I really don't want to see you anymore. I brushed past him. Marcel asked, even if he has someone else, it doesn't matter to you? It does matter. I pressed down on the spot over my heart. It hurt a little, but I knew that one day it would heal. Only 20 days left. Phoebe, hold on. Chapter 8. On the way home with Benjamin, I told him that the custom-made wedding dress had been accidentally ruined by me. Is this a bad omen for our marriage? I quietly observed his expression. He only frowned slightly, then turned to hold my hand, smiling as gently as ever. Then we'll go pick out a new dress tomorrow, okay? That dress had taken 6 months to make. It was designed by my favorite designer and was one of a kind. It had just arrived a week ago, and I hadn't worn it since Benjamin was missing. I didn't want it anymore. Regretful? I wasn't. Benjamin, you want to play, right? This is just the beginning. Chapter 9. The next day, we went to pick out a new wedding dress. Of course, none of the ready-made ones fit perfectly. I deliberately made Benjamin accompany me the whole day, and we didn't find a suitable one. On the way back, I sighed. What a pity. It's all my fault for being careless. Benjamin smiled. It's okay. Take your time. I stared into his eyes. Benjamin, the dress is ruined. Why don't we just not get married? Suddenly, he slammed on the brakes, and I was thrown forward by the inertia. I collided with Benjamin's hand as he reached out to protect me. Are you okay? I shook my head, pretending to be nonchalant. I asked, what's wrong? I was just joking. He gripped my hand tightly and hugged me. Baby, I can't take that kind of joke. Don't you know how long I've been waiting for this day? Really? But Benjamin, wasn't this what you planned with your friends? Accompany me to pick out a wedding dress, help me write the invitations, create happy memories with me, and then stab me in the back. I'm just helping you create opportunities, aren't I? What are you afraid of? When we got home that night, the door had barely closed, and I hadn't even taken off my shoes before Benjamin pressed me against the hallway cabinet. His burning body clung to mine, and kisses rained down on me. He was desperate to release his emotions. I dodged and gently pushed him away. Benjamin, I'm not feeling well. I don't want to. His body tensed, like he was trying to read something on my face. After a long pause, he sighed and hugged me, gently rubbing my stomach. Is your stomach still hurting? I neither nodded nor shook my head. His kiss fell on my hair. You sit here for a while. I'll take a shower and then cook for you. The phone beside me flashed again. I unlocked it and saw messages from that girl. Brother Ben, I haven't received my invitation yet. Cute. JPG. By the way, Aunt Zhang asked me to come to your office tomorrow. My resume got approved. I'm awesome. I hope everything goes smoothly, so I can see you every day and bring you lunch that I made with my own hands. I gently put the phone back. Then I opened my wedding planning journal. I wrote, 19 days until the wedding. Today, I went with Ben to pick out a wedding dress. It's such a pity that none fit well. Maybe because I've lost too much weight from worrying about him lately. But it doesn't matter. Just thinking about becoming his bride makes me so happy. He feels the same, doesn't he? I flipped back and added notes about the little things that happened recently. 30 days until the wedding. Ben disappeared. I couldn't find him. I watched our wedding plans on the tablet over and over, crying all night. My eyes are so swollen. 20 days until the wedding. Ben came back. I was so weak. Did I push him too hard and give him pre-wedding jitters? It's my fault. I shouldn't have done that. I just love him so much. These will be the most heartbreaking gifts I'll give him one day. Chapter 10. Benjamin ended up choosing the final wedding dress. He said we could make do with this one for now, as he had already commissioned a master to custom make a new dress, which I would wear when we held the wedding on the island. Oh, that island was the one Benjamin bought when he proposed. Named after me. How ironic. When he proposed, he said he had finally gotten what he wanted. Now, as we're about to get married, he wants to run away and leave me humiliated. Benjamin, Tell me, is it really so hard to find true love in this world? I saw the girl's latest post, landed the job. Brother Ben kept me by his side. One step closer to my dream guy. Teehee. The picture was a candid shot of Benjamin during a meeting. I took screenshots of everything, and I wrote, 17 days until the wedding. The moon over the sea is the same as the moon in the sky, and the person before me is the one in my heart. But few people know that the next line of that poem is, the heart has always been the heart of a bystander. But the person has always been the person in the play. It's just a fleeting dream, but I'm determined to weave him a dream of happiness, then let him fall hard into despair. So, this past week, I've had Benjamin do a lot of things with me. I didn't participate in the wedding details this time. I made Benjamin handle everything with the planning company. I wanted him to know every aspect, even the smallest bouquet. I wanted him to know where it came from. I made him aware of all the procedures, down to the exact timing of every minute, so he knew it all better than I did. He hugged me and teased, "Wifey, marrying you is a huge project." I laughed. "Benjamin, with such a big project and all this effort, you won't run away on the wedding day, will you?" He paused for a moment, silent. After a long while, he hugged me tightly. "Wifey, how could I ever run away? I'm crazy about you." But the man who's crazy about me still posted in their group chat, "Planning a wedding is exhausting, so running away will feel even better, right? Leaving a mess behind, making everyone close to us ashamed. That's the revenge Benjamin wants." I didn't say anything and had him write the invitations with me. The invitations had already been sent out, but I suggested we send another round to our closest friends. He personally wrote the message, and I carefully crafted it. I made him write, "With the sunrise comes hope, with the sunset comes longing, and all we encounter is sweet." I smiled and said to him, "This is the life I want." He didn't respond. As I saw him messaging that girl, "I'll give you the invitation tomorrow," she replied with a happy emoji. I also wrote, 8 days until the wedding. Will we reach a perfect ending? Of course not. Chapter 11. 6 days before the wedding. The girl updated her status again, "I want to give him my first time, so I'll have no regrets." The accompanying picture was a hotel key card. At that moment, Benjamin was in the kitchen cooking. I heard his phone ring. He answered it, his expression changing slightly. He glanced at me out of the corner of his eye, and I sat in the living room, smiling quietly at him. He turned off the stove and walked out to the balcony. When he came back, he was already untying his apron. "There's something at the office. I've finished cooking. You go ahead and eat. I'll be back soon." I smiled and asked, "Are you in such a hurry because you're going to meet someone?" Benjamin's eyes flickered briefly before he quickly pinched my cheek. "What are you talking about? It's really urgent." He lied again. I grabbed his sleeve. "I'm not feeling well today. Can you stay?" "What's wrong?" Benjamin touched my face. I pointed to the spot over my heart. "Here." He chuckled mischievously and kissed my forehead. "Little liar. Don't make trouble. I'll be back soon. I'll come back early tonight to keep you company." He's still leaving. I hadn't let him touch me for some time now. He must be getting anxious. After he left, I quietly followed him. For someone usually so cautious, he must have been really desperate to not notice me following him all the way. He didn't even park properly, and he forgot to lock the car. I waited outside, and as the hours passed, midnight came and went, but Benjamin didn't come out. Chapter 12. When Benjamin came back, I pretended to be asleep. I heard the sound of the shower running in the bathroom, and it just made me feel more irritated. There was a heavy feeling in my chest, making it hard to breathe. After a while, the bed beside me sank, and I was pulled into his arms. I struggled. "Don't move. I just want to hold you." He kissed my hair, as if nothing had happened today. But the thought that his body might still carry the scent of another woman's perfume made me feel sick. I gripped the bedsheet tightly, trying hard to hide my emotions, but I couldn't help myself and bit down hard on his shoulder. I was so overwhelmed. I needed to release this anger, or I feared I'd go mad. Benjamin winced in pain and asked, "Wife, what's wrong?" It wasn't until I tasted blood that I let go. He sat up and looked at my pale face. filled with concern. "What's wrong with you? I've felt something was off with you lately, but I couldn't figure out why. What's going on? Tell me, okay?" Looking at his face, which made me sick, I took a moment to compose myself. "Nothing, just pre-wedding stress. I'm afraid something will go wrong." He hugged me and lay back down, his soft, gentle voice whispering in my ear, "Whatever it is, I'll be with you. Seeing you upset hurts me more than anything." I didn't say a word. He continued, "Baby, what do you think our life will be like after we're married?" "I don't know, because we're not getting married." He chuckled softly. "I used to dream about having a future with you. So, once you've got it, you don't cherish it, right? I imagine you wearing an apron, making breakfast in the kitchen, with the morning sunlight on your cheeks. You'd look so beautiful. I imagine us having 2 kids, one like you and one like me. Our love's precious creation. They'd definitely be good looking. I imagine seeing you every day in our ordinary life." "Wife, you asked if I would run away from the wedding. How could I? I want to be with you forever. After all, I'm the one who chased after you." "Benjamin, don't let your acting fool even yourself." Chapter 13. 3 days before the wedding. I never expected that this girl named Gloria would come to find me. When I saw her, I finally remembered who she was. She was a girl whom Benjamin's family had sponsored. The girl was quite ambitious. She made her way from a small village to a big city. She also secretly harbored feelings for Benjamin. After all, at such a tender age, meeting a handsome, wealthy, and seemingly unattainable man who saved her from hardship, who wouldn't fall for him? "Sister, you've liked someone else for 10 years, but I've only liked Benjamin for 10 years. So please don't keep him all to yourself, okay?" Her delicate features were framed by a smile, but I didn't feel any warmth. "You must have seen what I posted, right?" She knew I had seen her social media, so she smiled again. "You should know we've kissed, slept together, and that we share a deep bond from our mutual secret loves. I'm a much better match for Brother Ben, don't you think?" It felt like a heavy stone was pressing on my chest, making it hard to breathe. She continued her taunting. "Women always choose someone who loves them a bit more than they love him when they get married. Do you think he really believes that after 10 years of loving someone else, you could easily fall in love with him? You've only been with him for what, 5 years?" Benjamin told her all this. Yes. After I stopped chasing Marcel, I approached Benjamin as a friend for 2 years, and after confirming my feelings, we've been together for 3 years. I lowered my head and smiled. "If you're so confident that he'll choose you, then you wouldn't have come to me." Gloria's face paled, but she quickly retorted, "It's just a matter of time, isn't it? Just like you chose the one you secretly loved. The tables will turn, and he will see the one who loves him humbly and deeply, me. Because in me, he sees his former self. He will feel sympathy and pity, and as long as he is curious about me, I have a chance to win. You, who have always been in a superior position in this relationship, wouldn't understand." My palms were marked with red spots from where my nails had dug into them. Thinking of Benjamin made my heart feel like it was being squeezed, sending sharp pains through me, suppressing the metallic taste of blood rising in my throat. I stood up and looked at her, enunciating each word clearly. "Don't rush, little sister. The unattainable is always alluring. It's your position as the secret admirer that you should cherish, because once you take the lead, the Luna will turn into ordinary rice, and the mark of passion will fade into a mosquito's bloodstain." Chapter 14. I leaned against the car, taking deep breaths, but I still couldn't shake the heavy feeling weighing down my heart. The dull ache in my chest turned into a twisting knife, the pain making my hands tremble slightly. I clutched at my chest, holding back the sting in my eyes. "No, Phoebe, not now. Benjamin is already feeling guilty. It's almost over. Recently, I even took him to all the places of our firsts to take photos, and I gave him the task of making an album to represent the years we've spent together. I told him these would be our beautiful memories for the future. While he was working on it, he would pause for a long time at each location. I knew he was reminiscing. The desire to take revenge on me was real, but those feelings weren't fake. I'm using that guilt, turning it into a sharp blade to stab him. Does it hurt? It hurts me more, because during those times, my love was pure and without any impurities. But I didn't lose, because I could love deeply, and I could let go. It's just that I chose the wrong person. When I snapped out of my thoughts, a bottle of water appeared before me. I looked up to see Marcel standing in the sunlight. I saw everything. He said, "Even after all this, you're still going to get married?" I didn't take the water. He asked, "Do you regret it?" Every love is an experience. I don't regret it. Would you consider me? He asked cautiously. I almost laughed out loud. Are all men like this? When you offer them your heart, they don't care. But when you take back that obvious affection, they rush to tell you they love you. Marcel, I've told you countless times. I have no feelings for you anymore. Even if I break up with Benjamin, I still wouldn't choose you. Why? In this circle, we match in every way. And we've known each other for so long. We know each other's roots. I scoffed. So you think I, Phoebe, have to choose between you and Benjamin? That without either of you, I can't survive? No, he tried to reach out to me, but I dodged him. Then I heard a familiar voice behind me. What are you two doing? I turned around to see Benjamin, his face hidden in the shadows, his expression dark, and his gaze icy cold. An oppressive, yet powerful aura surrounded him as he threw a punch at Marcel's face. Marcel hesitated only for a moment before retaliating. Marcel, you're making a move on Phoebe? Do you think I won't kill you? Benjamin's eyes were bloodshot, filled with rage. Marcel wasn't backing down and hit him where it hurt. Benjamin, who are you to talk? Can you honestly say you didn't pursue Phoebe just to spite me? Can you say your feelings for her are pure? I've desired Phoebe, but she's never responded to me. What about you? Does she know about your good little sister? In that moment, Benjamin froze. He looked at me, his face filled with terror. He said, "Wife, let me explain." Chapter 15. In the car, Benjamin was explaining. He said it was just a girl who liked him, someone who reminded him of his younger self. There was nothing between them. Benjamin tightly held my hand. I've loved you for so many years, and we're about to get married. You have to believe me. His grip tightened, and strangely, the turmoil in my heart began to subside. I looked at him calmly. Benjamin, why don't we just not get married? What? The panic in his eyes didn't seem like an act. There are only 3 days left until our wedding. Baby, don't say something like that out of anger, okay? Benjamin, don't you feel unsatisfied? I smiled slightly. Do you think I chose you because you were my second choice? You don't believe I've stopped loving Marcel. You think my heart still has a place for him, don't you? No, it's not like that. I laughed through my tears. Benjamin, I really did like you. I liked your gentleness, your thoughtfulness. I liked feeling unique in your eyes. Or maybe love has no reason. That day, when you stood in the rain, something stirred in my heart, and I thought maybe you were the one. His eyes reddened, his voice trembled, and his hands shook as he tried to wipe my tears. I know. Please stop. I feel like you're breaking up with me. Don't leave me. I beg you. Benjamin, do you love me? He didn't hesitate. Yes, of course. I love you. No one loves you more than I do. But it's you who hurt me. I sniffled. Then I'll believe you this time. After all, it's not time yet. Chapter 16. 2 days before the wedding, Benjamin and I each returned to our respective homes. When he dropped me off, he held my hand tightly, as if afraid I would run away. Phoebe, we're really going to get married, right? I didn't answer. He tried to reassure himself. Of course, we will. We're going to get married. That night, I secretly returned to the house filled with our memories. I took everything that belonged to me. I even wiped away any strands of hair from the floor. All that remained were the broken gifts he had given me and the wedding dress I had slashed, along with the wedding planning journal and the wedding rings. I really wanted to see the look on Benjamin's face when he realizes I'm not there on the wedding day. It's bound to be quite a sight. Chapter 17. 1 day before the wedding, Gloria updated her status again. The man I love the most is getting married tomorrow. And the bride isn't me. The accompanying picture was of her wrist, cut, lying on a hospital bed. I drove to the hospital, wearing sunglasses, and waited at the entrance. Soon, I saw Benjamin arrive. Gloria suddenly threw herself into his arms. Benjamin stood there, not reaching out to her, but he didn't push her away either. From a distance, I couldn't hear what they were saying. Gloria rested her head on his chest, crying continuously. Strangely, I didn't feel anything this time. I suddenly remembered the second year of my relationship with Benjamin. In a moment of deep emotion, I asked him, "Will you ever cheat on me? Fall for someone younger and prettier than me?" He nuzzled my face and said, "What are you talking about? Who could be more beautiful than you? And if I were to cheat, then there wouldn't be any good men left in the world. I've known you since I was 12, and we got together when I was 25. Half of my life has been with you. How could I possibly love someone else?" It was all lies. I looked at my phone, where a message from my senior read, "My doctoral advisor is a big shot. You'll love it here. God knows how much I've been waiting for you to come. You've finally made up your mind. I always thought you were joking about applying for your PhD. I can't wait any longer. When are you coming? I'll set off fireworks at the airport to welcome you." Looking at the two people pouring their hearts out to each other in the distance, I lowered my head and replied, "Tonight." All traces of me in Benjamin's home were already erased. In my wedding planning journal, I wrote in advance, 2 days until the wedding. I finally understand that one must first love oneself. It's not that I'm unworthy of love. It's that you are unworthy of my love. There's nothing wrong with me. 1 day until the wedding. It may have seemed like I was giving you a chance, but in reality, I was giving myself one, so that when we part, I won't have any regrets. I watched your every move with cold detachment, saw how you hurt me, how you felt no remorse, until there was no love left when I looked at you. I felt nothing but disgust. I'm done with you, Benjamin. I'm done. Then I packed my bags and turned off my phone. Without looking back, I boarded the plane. I have to allow some people to be in my life only briefly. If I loved the wrong person, I will bravely let go and boldly move forward. Because every road has an end. But I'm also looking forward to something. Benjamin, I'm running away from the wedding tomorrow. Are you surprised too? Chapter 18. In my 3rd year in the UK, I was fully immersed in academia and secured a position as an assistant professor. Before graduation, my senior came to have a drink with me. A few days ago, I went back to China. Guess who I saw? Who? Your two-timing ex. She was indignant. That bastard found me and was still pretending to be deeply in love. Hearing about him again, I felt surprisingly calm. He went to find you? Not just me. He's contacted every classmate from your undergrad and grad school that he could find. But you had told us not to reveal anything about your whereabouts. And you had your family block all news. So there's no way he could find you. He's pretty much gone crazy. I clinked my glass with hers. I don't care about him anymore. Of course. He's not worth it. Before I left, he even asked me to bring you a wedding dress. Said he's still waiting for you. How ridiculous. Who asked him to wait? I shrugged. It's all in the past. I won't be bitter just because the ending didn't match the process. There's no wound that can't be healed. No downfall that can't be overcome. Over the years, I've long since let go. But he still slipped this into my backpack. So sneaky. I took it from her. It was the album I had asked him to make by hand. It was filled with photos of us. From the time when we barely knew each other to when we slowly developed feelings. It documented everything about our relationship. On the last page, in his bold handwriting, he had written, "Phoebe, I love you." My senior glanced at it, then looked at me in panic. Hey, you're not moved, are you? I closed the album and tossed it into the trash. How could I be? If I were, it would just make all my efforts feel like a joke. She sighed in relief. But there's something you might find interesting. From her, I learned about Gloria's story. Apparently, it had become quite a scandal in the news back in China. She was caught by the wife while having an affair and got beaten up badly. Then she tried to use a live stream to clear her name. But more dirt was dug up on her. People found all the posts she made while chasing after Benjamin. Her secret love diary backfired. and everyone was out to get her. Knowing she's the mistress and still wants to be the mistress? Damn. Just reading this gave me breast pain. I didn't know people could still talk about getting involved in someone else's relationship in such a refined way. Confessing before the wedding. Giving away her first time? Is this woman crazy? If I were the groom's fiancé, I'd go up and beat her on the spot. The woman's shameless. But the man isn't innocent either. If he had any boundaries, would she have had so much drama? So, everyone was waiting to see how this love story would end. Some insiders said the bride ran away on the wedding day. The groom searched the whole city but couldn't find his missing bride. He went mad. The online community was furious, saying he deserved it. My senior said, "I hope you never run into those two unlucky pests ever again." Chapter 19. Speak of the devil. After giving a speech as an outstanding PhD candidate, I saw Benjamin backstage. He grabbed my wrist. "Phoebe, I'm sorry. Can you please just listen to my explanation?" I pulled my hand back and looked at him with nothing but indifference. "Does it matter?" His face fell, choking up as he struggled to speak. "Phoebe, you can't do this to me. Even a criminal gets a chance to testify. You can't just sentence me to death like this." I looked calmly at the face I once loved. The outcome was already decided. Saying sorry won't make me say it's okay, and an explanation won't make me forgive you. He wasn't giving up. Don't I get any chance to make things right? Does it matter? The moment you said you pursued me just to disgust Marcel, there was no future for us. I thought for a moment and continued. Maybe back then, I had a bit of a revenge mindset. Playing along with you. Creating those happy memories you talked about. I even held on to a sliver of hope for you for a few days. But you were never satisfied. You just wanted to run away from the wedding to humiliate me. Benjamin, what more is there to say? I owe you nothing. I owe you. Benjamin explained urgently, his eyes bloodshot. That's why I'm here. I wouldn't have run away that day. I only saw you as my bride. My one and only bride in this life. In the past, when I read novels, I used to eagerly anticipate the moment when the male lead realizes he's lost the female lead and suffers to win her back. I thought his regret, guilt, and realization of her importance would be the greatest punishment. But now that it's happening to me, it doesn't feel as satisfying as I imagined. Maybe it's because, compared to the emotions they're feeling now, the genuine love I once gave is truly insignificant. Our relationship ended 3 years ago. You should go. Chapter 20. Benjamin didn't leave. He bought the apartment across from mine and moved in. He showed up at my school every day, stubbornly clinging to the idea of staying in my life, as if he was determined to spend the rest of his life waiting me out. Sometimes, when I got really angry, I'd yell at him, "Benjamin, stop putting on this act of expired affection, okay?" His eyes would instantly turn red. "Phoebe, please, don't treat me like this, okay? I shouldn't have said those things to hurt you. I shouldn't have thought about running away from the wedding to humiliate you. I truly love you. It's just that my ridiculous pride made me feel unsatisfied. I know I was wrong. Please, don't give up on me." I felt no emotion, not even a flicker of pity. It was almost laughable. "Benjamin, you're really wasting your time." I continued to ignore him, but what I hadn't anticipated was Marcel somehow finding out about him and following him here. Sometimes I thought they really were two of a kind, both of them with their performative personalities. Maybe I committed some terrible crime in a past life, and that's why I'm stuck with these two lunatics in this one. On Christmas Day, they both asked me to spend it with them. I agreed. I wanted to set things straight with both of them once and for all. Benjamin rented out a restaurant, and when I walked in, the place was filled with camellias. The happiness on his face was genuine, but it drained away the moment he saw Marcel walking behind me. "What are you doing here?" Marcel scoffed. "She invited me." I placed my bag on the table and nodded toward the chairs. "Both of you, sit down." "Phoebe," Benjamin called out to me, "let's get everything out in the open today. We've all known each other for 18 years. We're all 30 now. So let's stop playing these childish games." I turned to Marcel. "I'm grateful to you for being a light in my life when I was lost. Maybe what I liked was that light, not you. When you didn't reciprocate and grew tired of me, I let go of that feeling. So, Marcel, I don't owe you anything. I'm telling you now. Your obsession with me is only because the timid, obedient girl you once knew has grown into someone who doesn't need your protection and no longer revolves around you. You just can't accept that. I'm not some pawn in a game between you two. So, Marcel, leave. It's better for both of us. Marcel looked at me quietly before turning and leaving. As I watched his back, it felt like for a moment, I was looking at my 12-year-old self, hiding in the bathroom, wounded and insecure. But this time, he didn't save me. I saved myself by finally learning to fight back. It took a long time, but it wasn't too late, was it? Phoebe. I know you loved me once. You truly loved me with all your heart. Benjamin seemed to realize what I was about to say and looked pained. My feelings for Benjamin were perhaps more complicated. I took a breath. About Gloria, he rushed to explain. I never loved her, and I never touched her. I nodded. Yes. You just wanted to vent your frustration with me. The closer the wedding got, the more it festered. I won't lie to you. In those 5 years with you, I was happy. I was in pain. I felt bitterness and sweetness. It was love. It was my experience. And I once thought I'd spend the rest of my life with you. But sometimes life is unpredictable. I heard those words, and I played along. I used the revenge you wanted against me to take my own revenge on you. Stop. Phoebe, please. 18 years. How can you ask me to let go? How can I? Benjamin choked on his words, tears falling down his face. What do I have to do for you to forgive me? Please, tell me. I sighed. We've been entangled for too long. There's no happiness to be found in this. Besides, like that wedding dress, once it's torn, it can't be mended. A new one won't fit right. That's the end of us. I stood up. So don't come looking for me again. Your love. I can't bear it. And I won't turn back. He clutched at his hair in despair. The future is so long. Can't I have just one chance? I smiled at him. Benjamin, did you receive the painting I commissioned from your favorite artist when I was 23? He froze for a moment, and finally, tears slid down his face. So, we're really done, aren't we? I didn't say anything. Turning and walking away was my answer. What's missed is missed. I might regret it sometimes, but I won't dwell on it. As I closed the door, Benjamin stood there, unmoving, but I knew it was truly over. Every mountain and sea has its end. Every storm its calm. All unresolved feelings will eventually find peace, and everything will fall into place. I wish myself a life full of joy and fulfillment, because there will always be a gentle breeze to fill my countless dreams. Benjamin's Side Story. Chapter 1. The day before the wedding. I felt a strange sense of unease. My phone buzzed with messages from the group chat. Zhang, are you really getting married tomorrow or not? Give us a straight answer. Yeah, we're all planning to come watch the drama. Gotta record Phoebe's reaction. It's gonna be epic. I kept turning my phone on and off, but there wasn't a single message from Phoebe. I was getting irritated. I posted in the group, is it normal for the bride to not contact the groom the day before the wedding? Bro, none of us have been married. How would we know? But usually, she'd be too excited to sleep, probably FaceTiming you with sweet nothings, right? Or maybe she's just shy. Zhang, the way you're asking, does that mean you really want to go through with the wedding tomorrow? Do I? Images of the things Phoebe and I had done together recently kept flashing through my mind. My heart pounded hard. A clear voice inside me said, I want to marry her. I'm not just playing around. I'm serious. After all these years, I've given her my true heart. I want to see her in loose pajamas, sitting on the carpet, watching a movie. I want to hear her pout and say, I don't know how to cook. Benjamin, help me, please. I want to see her curl up in my arms, blushing at a few sweet words and calling me a rascal. Lively, adorable, beautiful Phoebe, in our shared home. I want to spend forever with her. With that thought, I called her, but her phone was off. Something didn't feel right. I asked in the group chat, and they said she was probably just exhausted and went to sleep early. After all, weddings are a big deal. Maybe they were right. I posted, I'm getting married tomorrow, and you all better be there. No running away now. Zhang? Come on, Zhang was just joking. He wouldn't really bail. Running away from a wedding would ruin his reputation. I turned off my phone, imagining how Phoebe would look in her wedding dress. She'd be stunning. It's a pity that the custom-made dress got ruined, but it doesn't matter. No matter what she wears, she'll be the most beautiful bride. I thought, Benjamin, from now on, put away those petty thoughts and just live a good life with her. Chapter 2. The wedding venue felt strange. I couldn't quite describe it. Everything was going according to plan. The host was on stage, but I couldn't focus. I hadn't seen Phoebe. My heart was racing, like something big was about to happen. When the host said we should hear a few words from the groom, I snapped out of it. There wasn't supposed to be this segment, but the surround sound had already started playing. I almost lost my balance, trembling uncontrollably. It was the words I said on the boat that day. I only pursued Phoebe to disgust Marcel, but after getting her, I lost interest. But I wasn't satisfied, so I thought it'd be fun to ditch her at the wedding. The crowd gasped. Then, videos started flashing on the big screen. That girl kissing me, although I dodged it. The picture captured it perfectly. The hotel room number she posted on social media, showing me going in. She said she wanted to kill herself, and I just told her not to do anything stupid, comforting her because I was afraid she might really try. We're both lost souls. I understand the pain of unrequited love. And the photo at the hospital entrance, where she was crying in my arms, she had decided to give up on me, and I couldn't bring myself to push her away. Nothing happened between us, but for some reason, my heart felt like it was shattering into pieces. Phoebe knew. She knew everything. She knew I didn't want to get married. Yet she still played along. Suddenly, memories of our time together flooded back. She had given me so many chances. And finally, she had enough and left. Benjamin, you let her down. You're a real bastard. Chapter 3. I got into a fight with Marcel. You're such a bastard, he yelled, landing a punch on my face. I had emotions I needed to vent too, so I hit him back just as hard. And what are you? Some kind of saint? Marcel sneered. Yeah, I'm no saint. I wanted her. I missed out on a good girl for 10 years, and I regret it. So what? Benjamin, do you know how much I envied you back then? I never had her. I hurt her, and I thought you were different, but you turned out to be a damn scumbag. She was with you for 3 years, not 3 days, and this is how you treated her? I slumped to the ground, too defeated to stand. I couldn't bear to imagine how she must have felt hearing those awful things I said. She must have been heartbroken, so heartbroken that she silently ran away from the wedding. She didn't leave me a single word. Yet, as I was stumbling out of the wedding venue in a daze, I received a gift that had been custom-made 3 years ago, a painting by my favorite artist. The image depicted a quiet scene, a slender girl crouched on the ground, her eyes filled with tears, looking up at a boy holding an umbrella. It was us at 23. It was a painting Phoebe had commissioned when we confirmed our relationship at 25. It had taken 3 years to finally reach me. On the card attached, she had written, "This is a gift from 25-year-old Phoebe to the future Benjamin." Perhaps at that moment, I heard the sound of my heart being moved. I clutched the painting, sobbing uncontrollably. Would the 23-year-old Benjamin want to kill the 28-year-old version of himself? Chapter 4. I became the laughingstock of all of Beijing. Everyone talked about how my bride had run away from our high-profile wedding, how she left 2 men fighting over her, and neither of us were worth much. They said that a scumbag like me deserved what happened. I tuned it all out, desperate to see her again. I searched every corner of Beijing but couldn't find a trace of her. I finally understood the despair she must have felt when I disappeared and she was frantically searching for me. It was like she had deliberately erased all traces of herself. No one knew where she had gone. When I tried to get someone to investigate, all I got was, "Brother Zhang, please don't make this harder for me." Of course, she had been planning her escape ever since she heard what I said. There was no way she'd let me find her. It was my fault. True departures aren't loud and dramatic. They're quiet and final. Phoebe had truly given up on me. When that realization hit, the bitterness in my heart nearly consumed me. I returned to our marital home. Every trace of her presence had been wiped away. She did it on purpose. She wanted to leave me with nothing to hold on to. She tore herself out of my life with a brutal finality. She was so ruthless. I searched every room. Finally, in the study, I found what she had left behind. The gifts I had given her, all broken. She wanted to make it clear that she was disgusted by them. And then there was the wedding dress we had custom-made in Italy. A long slash ran from the waist down to the hem. I remembered how 6 months ago, we went to have it made, and she was so excited, practically dancing with joy, saying she had finally gotten to work with this designer. She said she wanted to be the most beautiful bride for me on our wedding day. Back then, her eyes sparkled like stars. But because of my so-called pride, because of my ridiculous need for revenge and my inability to let go, I hurt the person I loved. I hurt her deeply. I've known all along that Phoebe's feelings for me were sincere, passionate, and she truly wanted a future with me. We had shared so many nights together, whispering the sweetest promises, swearing to be together forever. But I lost her. My absurd pride, my jealousy that she had once loved someone else, drove me to madness. I forgot the beautiful memories we had shared. Those wedding planning journals were filled with proof of her love for me, but now they felt like daggers stabbing into my heart. As I flipped through them, I couldn't stop crying. I held the torn wedding dress tightly to my chest, and in the empty house, only my silent tears fell. I wanted to spend the rest of my life making it up to her, but she would never see me again. Chapter 5. I started drinking heavily and not going home, using alcohol to numb myself. I told everyone I was already married, that I had a wife, that she was beautiful, and that it took me over 10 years to finally win her over. I often laughed and cried while looking at our old messages on my phone. People said I had gone crazy. I wasn't crazy. I just missed her so much. Gloria came to find me again. I didn't see her, but she was persistent. She finally cornered me in a bar. Ben, what are you doing? What am I doing? I'm drinking. After Phoebe left, nothing interested me anymore. I couldn't bring myself to go back to that house full of memories of her, yet empty of her presence. The only way to relieve the pent-up emotions was through drinking and reckless behavior. Gloria, get lost, okay? She walked up and hugged me. She's so old. She wasted so many years of your life. Why won't you look at me? I'm young, and the key is, I love you. I've thrown everything into loving you for 10 years. My heart and soul are yours. I'm much cleaner than she is. Cleaner? I shoved her away harshly, feeling a sting in my eyes. I hadn't slept well in a long time. Every time I closed my eyes, all I saw was Phoebe. I thought that by hurting her, I'd feel some sort of satisfaction, but I didn't. All I felt was pain. A pain so intense I could hardly breathe. I'd known her since I was 12, and now at 28, 16 years later, I had lost her, and I regretted it so much. I really regretted it. Without warning, I broke down, covering my face as I sobbed uncontrollably. Gloria tried to approach, but I looked up at her coldly. If you don't want to disappear from Beijing, then leave. And as for the Zhang family's support, it ends here. That night, I returned to the marital home, lay on the floor of the study, and curled up with the wedding dress in my arms. Chapter 6. It was 3 years later when I heard she had finished her PhD. Without a second thought, I flew over, wanting to see her, to apologize. But she was distant and indifferent. It seemed like she truly didn't love me anymore. I couldn't believe it. After all the years we loved each other, how could she just stop? So I stayed, hoping to win her back like before. People say persistence wears down resistance, right? If I lowered my pride, she would see how much I loved her, right? But she really didn't want to see me at all. Then Marcel showed up too. By then, I had made peace with him. Looking back, I realized how foolish my jealousy had been. Phoebe arranged for us to meet and talk things out. 18 years of feelings, and she just decided to throw it all away. I finally understood, we both lost. I was the first to fall for her. I was the one who had her. But in the end, I lost everything. Year after year passed. I flew to the UK several times a year, just to catch a glimpse of her from afar. At 35, I saw her sitting on a park bench, holding a little girl in her arms. The sunlight filtered through the clouds, gently kissing her profile. The little girl's features looked so much like hers. In the distance, a tall, handsome Chinese man handed her an ice cream cone. She smiled, still as beautiful as ever, but she was no longer mine. Never would be mine again. When I turned, I saw Marcel standing there too. He was just quietly watching them as well. After a long time, as their family of 3 disappeared down the street, Marcel finally spoke. Phoebe should never have met either of us. He glanced at me. Benjamin, when you were jealous of me, did you ever think that one day I would be jealous of you? But in the end, neither of us held on to her. I let out a soft sigh. Marcel, we're both bastards. Bastards don't deserve to be loved. All I can hope for now is that she finds peace and happiness in the life she has. Without us.